oh shit, it's a Dirtbag Dan Show special.
Blah, blah,
Special
blah.
because we're super fucking lit. My dude, the Irish Rasta is in this bitch.
Yeah, yo.
Taking advantage of your last time in California for a cool bit while you're on your way back to Ireland.
It's so hard to tell what I'm gonna do. Like, no one fucking believes me whenever I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm coming home now." They're like, "Sure you are, yeah, because you were going to Canada 2 months ago, and you were in Australia the year before that, and we don't know what the fuck you're gonna do." So, hopefully not. I love coming out here, but reality is it's expensive. It's far away. But yeah, I've been very lucky to come out here twice, and my thing is like, one, you know, take advantage of your opportunities, and when you're on the east coast of the Americas, hit up some cool place. So on my way home, I'm hitting on California.
Yeah, that was tight. You're coming from
Calgary. Yeah.
What a weird place to decide to set up in Canada.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's literally it's for those reasons, because like everyone's like, why didn't you go to Vancouver? I have all these friends who moved from the UK on the same visa and went to Vancouver. And like for me, you're moving to like a very diverse city that rains a lot, where there's a lot of job opportunities, but it's overpopulated and overpriced. You
could have just went to Dublin.
Yeah, I could have gone to Dublin. I could have stayed in Bristol, where I lived for 5 years. I could have stayed in Melbourne, where I lived for 6. Like that's been my style. Like I go to these like alternative places, especially when I had dreads. Like I'm glad I probably wouldn't have gone to Calgary when I had fucking like dreads down.
Weather-wise, or just from walking around with cowboys?
All sorts of wise. Like that's the thing. That's why I got rid of the dreads in the end. Is because like there's just so many downsides to having dreads, and then the only upside to having dreads is that you have dreads. Like and so and it's like, and then on the other side of it, you're like, okay, so like when I go swimming, I gotta fucking like plan for like a serious fucking dry off. Like if you're doing any kind of physical activity or anything like that involves dirt or anything, like. There's way too many qualifications, so like, So Calgary, I just picked specifically because it's like a new experience. Like that's part of the whole past 7 years of my life. It's just been like, go do this because it's different. Learn what you can. When you're done, go do something else because it's different. And yeah, I think I've just done enough of that now, for now anyway. So,
fucking A.
Yeah, bro.
You were out here, had an opportunity to check out motherfucking Friday Night Fights, y'all. We're doing live battles on this channel, live on YouTube, one Friday a month, every month. Working on the second card right now. Hopefully I will have the entire lineup for you guys announced by this Monday.
Fire.
First one we did January 25th, this past Friday. We had 4 battles scheduled. Fuck. Unfortunately, fucking Remy D, like kind of last minute, said he couldn't make it.
And decided to break my little battle rap heart.
Yeah, well, he didn't, right? Because you're like, you were saying, you're like, I was mad early that day when you found out. You're like, oh, that sucks because I'm getting robbed of my opportunity to see Thesaurus do a live battle, which is like probably if you fucking like battle rap. That's one of the cooler things you get to see. You know what I mean? It's like the dude does the thing.
He's on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Any good Mount Rushmore. So, but he barred out, and like it's funny because I feel like people perceive that shit lame most of the time. I didn't get one complaint. The comments are fucking all like, "Oh man, Pete killed it." like people appreciated the fact that they got to hear those bars, knowing that they probably wouldn't hear them again, and. You know, it ended up being this weird thing where he was just like annihilating the fucking camera. You know what I mean?
He had the sort of bars that made me react days later in random places. Like I'd be in the gas station and I'd be paying for something and I'd go, "Oh, such a coke addict, you were actually nomadic." I'm like, get the fuck out of here! And the guy's like, "Yo, you alright?" I'm like, "Yeah, sorry, just fucking bars."
And that's such a good, like, just a setup for shit, dude.
Dude, it's so good.
He had his name flips were fucking crazy. Oh. And that's so funny because it's like, man.
Excuse me for the way I am being. I'm just trying to make sure Remy deals.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. All that shit, man. He had so many good Remy D, like, name flip bars that it's so funny that, like, one, it was like, how have these not all been used in every other Remy battle before? But two, it's like, man, it's just when you think like an aspect of battling is like not cool, you know what I mean? Like, where it's like, oh man, I don't want to see people be personal. I want just random punchlines. And then you see that, and you're like, oh no, I want to see that shit, you know?
But it's like, again, it's the quality. It's not just some like random like, oh, I know this about your life, and this just about rhymes.
No, yeah.
Here is some fucking excellently crafted, but also like fucking super witty and clever and just fucking all round. Such a good all rounder. That's thing about Thesaurus.
We were talking because somebody in the chat said, they said, "Oh, it feels like Thesaurus is battling me right now."
They said that their name used to be like Remy
Diamond
or something.
Yeah, no, somebody said that later in the comments too, and I was like, "Yes, that's so." They were like, "Yeah, like in like." I used to go by that in like 2006. I used to go by Remy something, and it was literally felt like I was being cooked. And I was like, yes.
Slash.
But it was like in the live chat, like while it was happening, someone was like, I feel like I'm getting killed by Thesaurus right now. And then I said that to you, and you're like, oh, it's a VR experience. So like now that's what I'm working on. I'm trying to set up the Thesaurus VR experience. I'm going to cut that shit. I'm going to throw a little fucking nasty vignette on it. Some like, dun, 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 like some fucking like epic like fucking music behind it. It's
some orchestra shit in the background. Have a tear just roll down the screen.
I love that. Any kind of like fucking man. I wish we
go
had
full of black eyes. I don't know if he mentions a gun, but you get a gunshots appear in the glasses.
What's happening? It just sucks because it's like just that one straight on shot. Like we need to get the 360 fucking disaster experience cracking where we have Diz just like annihilate you, and like it's you and like he's just hamming out on a 360 cam and all fucking the homies are all around and they're all laughing at you and shit and you're just like cornered. Whoa. And maybe like we'll make it so you're getting smaller and smaller as it goes. And he's just like, he's like, oh fuck, man, I'm done. And then at the end, you're just on the floor, and everyone just starts stomping you out, just like feet come down on you.
Yes,
dude, that's tight.
And the
bro.
Screen just shatters. Like,
I'm giving that to the world right now. I'm giving that, like, Diz, call me. Let's make this VR experience happen. I think people would pay at least $1.99 a pop to just get murked out by disaster.
Oh, bro, for real.
Yeah, that could be. I don't know if is that like an app or is that just like a VR experience that like a YouTube video that you make people pay to watch?
Probably, I think just like a paid wall or whatever.
Man, actives behind him, and he's just fucking pointing at you, and you can see people have weapons in there, and you're scared. You're scared.
Yo,
you're looking for security, and you watch. If you look closely to the left, there's a security guard who's slowly backing out of the building. There's like the.
Tell me that, like, if you actually release that, there aren't a bunch of battle rappers who wouldn't watch that in preparation for battles, like to get them psyched up. You got Dunch and E. Pharrell watching these, like, let's get these fucking bars. Oh, let's go, fucking, let's go, mom, let's go. Yeah, okay, I am a faggot, mom. Yeah,
I can handle anything.
Yeah, Disaster just beat me. There ain't nothing he could do to me.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. Man, love to do that.
People would just be hella mentioning that. Yo, when Disaster battled me last night, they're like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Oh, man, they know because they had all experienced it in VR.
We've all been
Counterproductive presents. So we did bar pong with Pete because we didn't get to do battles with Pete. And he basically gauntleted us like fucking. I went first. I'd love to say that my head and heart weren't in it, but I just got cooked. And then Cody stepped up, and Pete ran through him.
Yeah.
And then also Essam stepped up. So there's 3 different people getting washed by Thesaurus. And at no point does he seem like he's like having a hard time thinking.
Yeah, for real. I was like, not a single person in the room was surprised.
Yeah. Where I was like, oh, Pete's good at this? Oh, wow, really? It's crazy.
3-time everything.
And then we started with the first battle of the night, which was Aries versus White Widow Hayes.
Super fire.
Dope battle on both sides. I seen the improvement on both sides. I feel like with Aries it was more because he wasn't battling someone that no one had ever heard of. He was prepared for a like a real battle as opposed to a tryout. And then White Widow Hayes just gets better every single fucking time. So that battle was dope.
He's White Widow Hayes is from out here?
Yeah, he's from like up north. He was actually like when those fires happened in Northern California just this last summer. He lost his home out there.
Oh wow, crazy.
So
okay.
He's from Northern California.
All right.
And it shows too. He's like a very like Northern California dude.
Yeah,
like I like his character in battle rap.
He's got a good style,
and it's unique to him. You know what I mean? I don't think like we've seen the best him versus THC, and it maybe because THC was like
oh
pulling out
my god,
paperwork
bro!
and shit.
He had that Aries
Oh.
had that line. He said, "You looked at THC like we're supposed to be brothers." I'm fucking dying, bro.
Yeah, Aries has got like the ill fucking Staten Island
Yeah,
voice.
bro. And it's funny because I was hanging out with him for like hours all day before that, and then when he started rapping, maybe there was just something about his delivery and shit, or if his accent like toned up. But I was kind of like shocked. I was like, "Oh shit! Oh yeah, there's a New York rapper in the building."
Yeah. It's tight. It's like that shit. It's on the surface, man. Like he's the like you know where he starts rapping, you know where he's from. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I mean? That
for real,
shit's
bro.
tight.
It's hilarious.
It was a good matchup. I think that in the chat they were saying 2-1 Aries. I could see that because Aries kind of fucked off the third.
Yeah.
For no reason too, because we were saying we were in San Jose and not in San Francisco, and there was more than one person that were like, I thought we was gonna be in San Francisco.
No, because they spit the bar and then they go, "We were supposed to be in San Francisco."
I was like, nobody fucking knows, man.
Yeah.
Shut up. It's a private live event. I did not tell anybody this. Like next time, just lie with me, and then we'll all be good. But it was dope. He still like freestyled hit like a good amount of a third, and like was getting like laughs and shit.
Yeah.
That always shows a lot too. And then White Widow Hayes had a killer third, so I could see that. I could see that being a 2-1. And I love doing the Friday night fights because we get to ask right off the bat, like, who do you think won?
Yeah,
and it's
for
not
sure.
like any kind of like fucking sound judgment, and we don't like there isn't any kind of like bonus based on that, but. It lets the people know the battlers run behind the fucking camera.
Sure.
They run behind the fucking to the laptop and they look and they see who says.
And they're all trying to watch the chat replay.
Yeah,
as soon
yeah,
as it
yeah,
goes
yeah.
live, they're like, "Hey, yo, Dan, where's the replay? How do I get the
chat?
chat?"
How do I get the chat up? Yeah. So it's
sure.
pretty definitive. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you know, it's like a better version of the make some noise if you think this guy won. Whereas you can actually go like, "Oh, looks like there's 5 for him, 4," and sometimes you can just tell. You're like, "Oh, there's a fucking wave coming through."
Yeah.
Or you can make a bit of a judgment.
I would even argue that most of the time you could tell. I would say like because we did it for bar pong forever, and it would always be like whoever that like person thought won, and we agreed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No
So and I think that every time we did it for the battles that night, everyone said what like I thought. You know what I mean? It was more of what I thought than anything else.
Maybe it's a little subjective depending on what you like, but for the most part.
Yeah. No, but I mean just like in general, like, you know, like I think we were all on that thought that it was 2-1 Aries, right?
Yeah.
And then all the chat said 2-1 Aries. You know what I mean? Like, and then we could clearly see why. It was like, okay, because he had a better third. So
conclusive victory.
Yeah, like, but and then
Round 1.
and pretty similar for the next battle, Gray Fox versus Knight the Poet. Fucking dope battle on both sides.
Super dope.
Knight the Poet has the fucking smoothest delivery on earth, and he fucking barred out. And he had 3 solid rounds, and I was stoked on that because sometimes he'd be cutting his shit short and pulling up, and then he'll like let me know he pulled up. I'm like, I wouldn't even know. Like, just thought you stopped strong, like it just stop.
You had a full round, and we were in San Francisco.
Yeah, full round, and we were in San Francisco. And then Gray Fox was just on some like, I'm gonna prove some shit tonight.
Sometimes people come and you can just tell they haven't just shown up to a normal battle. They've got an extra level that they're trying to get to.
Yeah, man.
They have an agenda, something they're trying to do, whether it's get that next big battle or just like.
I don't know. That fool was staring at Peanut the whole time.
Hey, yo.
That
would be a fire battle.
That would be a total fire battle. I think there's a lot of really good battles you could set up for Gray Fox, and of course there's been a lot of battles we could set up for Peanut.
Peanut looked like he would want to get it though.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's
that's
eyeing
tight.
him up, and he's fucking going back and forth with Mac Molly the whole night. Like,
I'm stoked. Peanut like doesn't make it hard. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, like if I hadn't booked him in the past, it's because like there's certain people he's not gonna battle because like we've known Peanut for like 13, 14 years. You know what I mean? So like there's fools that it's like, dude, I'm not gonna battle this fool. Like I've known this fool for a decade, but then I'll like find a good matchup for Peanut, and like the other person will be like, nah, I'm cool. You know what I mean? So like sometimes it's hard. It's nice that we got more talent, or it seems like Gray Fox is newer. There's more people that are down to step up. And that would be a really good battle because they both have like complementing styles, but they also do know each other. They are friends. So.
Oh, okay.
But that's tight. That's like I had the best battles with my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I don't think it's like the kind of thing where they're like, I would never battle him. It's just more like we kick it, we roll the battles together and shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's certainly that like competitive spirit between all those
for
dudes
sure.
that hang out with each other. And that's
get
why I fucking like that shit. And they're all lucky that Tantrum doesn't want to battle because he cooked them all. He fucking put them on the wok, boy, and
Tantrum was
fucking
there
flip
just
them
being
over,
all
turn them
fucking-
into a fucking onion volcano and light that shit on fire. He would.
Yeah, bro.
Is that racist? No, it's not.
Oh, you know, Tantrum. Has Tantrum ever done bar pong?
I don't
'cause
know.
If Tantrum and
I don't think
Thesaurus
so.
have gone, that's like, that sounds like an epic bar pong in terms
It
of
could
freestyle
very well be.
history. Yeah.
It could very well be.
Does he still do freestyle?
No, but he just doesn't do any rapping anymore.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
he might rap on songs, but Tantrum did all of it.
Yeah.
Tantrum he was in a group called Rising Asterisks, and he could rap on beat like a motherfucker.
I've heard of him.
He
on
certainly
this.
battled
Yeah.
and was great at it.
Yeah.
And he also like, I mean, like by that definition, could certainly do bar pong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
he
sure.
not only did the acapella battles, but he was hella good at freestyle battles. He won freestyle Olympic, or I'm sorry, Tourette's Without Regrets like 10 times.
Yeah.
He's or like 9, and then Thesaurus beat him on.
Yeah,
the
they're
last
quite
one.
legendary. Because that's why I said
Yeah.
I was like, them in bar pong
Yeah.
sounds like a fucking match for the ages.
So like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know if he's done. I feel like if he did it, I would know.
Oh, but I mean, like, would he do it?
I fucking hope so. I
Yeah.
don't know. You never know with that
Bro.
motherfucker.
Okay.
He'll show up to
Okay.
everything. Like he's
Yeah,
not
'cause he
gonna
comes
not
in hands.
come. Like
Okay, yeah.
and I feel like he would just like if we were just throwing around multis in a room, he would do it. So like I don't know why he wouldn't do it on camera with us.
Well,
whatever.
fingers crossed one day.
Tantrum.
That's the crazy thing about the West Coast is you have so many good people just floating around here. Yeah.
Yeah, all the fucking homies are fire.
Organized
Speaking
and
of the
talented.
homies are fire, the final battle of the night was Reverse Live versus Showcase, which was fucking sick for multiple different reasons, especially because Showcase had been like waiting to get off these bars. Not these bars, but bars.
Probably
like,
some of these bars.
I don't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It's
Like
been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming, and he had been no-showed multiple times. Enough to say multiple, not a couple.
Yeah.
So he got the
sick.
battle. We set him up against Cody, which is like it's a no-brainer because he shows up to fucking everything.
Yeah.
They had a fucking dope battle back and forth. It could even be like a preference thing. I think. Yeah, I mean, like I'd have to watch it again. Even you know what I mean. I was like kind of busy and like
Yeah.
running around and fucking watching Cody run off camera and run back in frame and shit. Like,
So
stop it!
energetic.
Stop! What are you doing?
Yeah.
But it was a great battle on both sides, and like Cody 3 full rounds, Showcase 3 full rounds, and Showcase was much like Gray Fox was like on, like
ready to go.
he was like trying to make a point. Like, look, I could if you give me good battles, I'll fucking show up. You know what I mean? And like he's been showing up, but I mean like performance wise.
Yeah.
So I hope that leads to not only, I mean, like for me, it's like a no-brainer. I'll totally book Showcase again, and I'm going to make sure every time I book Showcase that I book him against someone I can count on. You know what I mean? Just because you don't
Yeah.
want to go through that shit with someone you already been through it with.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's a lot of those bars on Tree Edge are just fucking totally.
Oh,
full,
100%,
right? You know,
100%.
just buying all the
And they were against like opponents that weren't worth the shit, so he had to waste his time like thinking about people that weren't that tight. So
Yeah, which
it
is the
sucks.
worst
That's
thing
That's
ever.
worse. The only good part about that is when you get to kill that person.
Yeah, for real. I
So-
literally, that is one of my main goals in life is to not think about people who I don't want to think about.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
Shitty people, keep them the fuck away.
Yeah,
from me.
man, and
So,
that's like a job.
yeah,
Fuck that shit.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Good job for going through that. But I'd say, I don't know. I think it's probably debatable. I think I had reverse winning in the building, but I wouldn't be mad either way. That's for sure.
So that's the breakdown of Friday Night Fights, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's on our channel right now. It won't be forever. It'll actually only be available for patrons as of Friday. Friday we'll drop the first battle, and then we're going to pull the whole stream, and then it'll only be available for patrons at patreon.com/counterproductive. And then you'll see the battles drop one by one. I'm going to try and make that VR experience, and then I'll probably make a bar pong thing that I'll clip together. But like there's a whole bunch of little fuck shit that happens like throughout the stream of us just like cracking jokes and shit like that you won't get to see unless you watch the full stream. So if you haven't watched it now, or become a patron, and then you can watch it whenever the fuck you want.
And who likes waiting for shit anyway?
It's bullshit.
You want things now.